Alright, so here is the energy section of the Namekian deck. You have two Namekian palm shots, one Namekian maximum will, which are really just for Namekian overtime to go get. Palm shots is pretty good, so we had two. Every once in a while, though, it's a little more situational. If you have a Dragon Ball in play, Namekian targeted strike is actually just way better, which is why we have three of those. Three Namekian onslaughts, which is probably the best styled energy attack in the deck, surprisingly, since it's a common. It just does what you want it to do all the time, as opposed to kind of sporadically. So we do also have three Piccolo special beam cannon. We have three Enraged Blast. Enraged Blast, great in the old deck, gives you two anger. We're mostly trying to anger out, although it is nice to be able to kill your opponent with damage. And as far as blocks, you have three Namekian Stance, three Namekian Energy Guard, and one Namekian Crossed Guard. The Crossed Guard really doesn't do much in the deck. It just stops an energy attack and has endurance. We cut down a little bit on the energy blocks as well as the physical blocks. We used to play almost exclusively blocks, very few attacks, and that was when the old mastery was a little bit more broken. This one we added some more attacks. I'm not sure if the build is actually correct or not. It does seem like a lot of attacks, so hopefully we don't get punished too badly. This is what we have for the physical combat section of the Namekian deck. It is just three Namekian right throws and three devastating blows, both of which raise anger and interact with our opponent. I'm sorry, the Namekian right through doesn't really interact, but it raises us 3 anger, so it was one of the best cards in the old deck. I don't know, again, if anger is the easiest way to win in this deck, but that is why it's still here. We have 3 Namekian forceful blocks, 3 Namekian knee blocks, and 2 Namekian flinches. It's a little unfortunate that the best blocks are physical blocks as far as what they do for the deck. Most of the attacks in the format are energy attacks, so we don't really want that many physical blocks. We probably should cut down to either 2 forceful blocks or 1 flinch, but flinch is so good if you're at level 3 Piccolo, which is where you typically stall out. It's one of the best ways to win the game from there. Forceful block is just a lot more consistent, though, and knee block is really important for the way the deck operates. So without the knee block, I don't think that we could have the deck. So we also have some events. We have 3 copies of Namekian Overtime, 3 copies of Hybrid Defense. Pretty self-explanatory. Hybrid Defense is the best defense in the deck. Namekian Overtime is a tutor. Piccolo's Weighted Clothing. Card is kind of broken in half. It doesn't really do anything except come off the top of your deck and get you anger. It's an interesting design on the card. It's really, really powerful. And I do like the design space, but it does make the games feel a little bit unbalanced sometimes. 3 copies of Confrontation, and 1 copy of Time as a Warrior's Tool. Confrontation was added as soon as they changed the Shuffle Clause on Namekian because the mirror match was not very good. And with that, we also added a couple more Heroic Energy Spheres and changed some cards to attacks. Here we have Piccolo in all his glory, as well as a Heroic Plan, Dragon Radar, and Namekian Dragon Clan to go get Namekian Dragon Ball 2, 3, 5, 6, or 7. Probably not going to get 6 very often. It's really only in there to go get with Palm Shots because that doesn't play the ball and it just has a static effect. We added it in this iteration of the deck once we added more Palm Shots. We're not really sure if it's good or not, so hopefully it won't come back to bite us, and we'll see how everything goes.